My name's Alice. I stream online for a living. I typically play a lot of JRPGs and story-based games and stuff, but yeah, no, I record myself playing video games for a living, to put it simply. "2015 is when I started, and I used to do Skype calls with friends, and I would, sort of like what people do with Discord now, where they like screen share. I would do that on Skype, and I would screen share my game, and I would do that with like little JRPG Maker like horror games. And I would just sort of play those with my friends when they were doing other things like homework or like art, and then I realized there was like a website to do that on. So I sort of moved over to Twitch after that. It's FoxQueen. I like foxes, and back then I used to put queen at the end of my name as like a little self-confidence thing, because it used to be really bad, so it was like, you know, just like a cutesy thing, so. Yeah, so I streamed on my little laptop. I streamed through my webcam on my laptop's like mic is what I did. So the audio was horrible. It wasn't that good. And then from there I started streaming like sort of like Don't Starve and stuff like that. And that's when I actually started like streaming, I guess. But it started with just a bunch of like cute little like RPG Maker horror games for sure. At the time, it was just like something on my computer to do, I guess. I mean, I've always loved video games, but I've always had like an issue finishing games. That's a big issue. I'm horrible at finishing them. But I've gotten better throughout the years because I feel like streaming them makes it feel like I have to sort of finish them because people want to see the end and want to see my reaction. But I guess games versus anything, I don't know, I just really like games. I feel like I'm fairly entertaining when I react to them, and I have like big reactions to stuff. I started noticing like actual, like more people that I didn't know versus like my friends around the time I started streaming Don't Starve. I still thought of it as a hobby, I suppose, but I started being like, oh, maybe I should upgrade my stuff and actually stop streaming on this little rinky-dink laptop in my parents' office with a tiny little webcam and stuff. I think that's sort of when I saw the most growth, I would say, around that time in the beginning. And then I started getting into more like I typically stream now, JRPGs and stuff, and that's kind of when I started getting like a steady, solid growth, I would say. I was a pastry chef for a while, actually. And I was doing, actually, before I was a pastry chef, I was working at like Panera, I think, and I was streaming kind of more seriously, but it was definitely still a hobby, but I just occasionally would make money. And then I started getting a little more and more serious with it, and I think around the time I was a pastry chef, I started making more money streaming than I was doing anything else. I realized that I really, really enjoyed it, and I really loved like the flexibility of making my own hours and making my own content and making things for me and sort of being my own boss, I suppose, and doing that. And I think around that time I was just like, what if I just try it? Like, I'm making enough to pay my bills, why not, you know? And it's, you know, been what I've been doing since then. I would say like me and my community are usually very good about like making people feel welcome and making everyone feel like included in that way. I want them to be comfortable because, I mean, I am an LGBT streamer, and I want to have that comfort zone for other viewers that are a part of that community as well, and I want them, like, sort of everyone to sort of feel welcome in my community. I have actually been mentioned, or I have been messaged a few times actually, where people have told me that because of me, they've felt comfortable coming out to their parents or realize something about themselves because they've had the ability to like explore that and had the ability to have a space that is like comfortable to really, you know, feel like they can accept themselves and feel like they can explore that side of themselves.
It depends on what kind of toxic stuff it is. If it's just someone like, show tits, show feet, or whatever, I'm just kind of like, haha, whatever. I just kind of make a joke about it, and so do a lot of my like moderators and like chat, we just kind of like play, like essentially play it up or whatever and make a whole joke about it, because it's like, whatever, you know? But if it's something grosser, like if it's like slurs or something in my chat, or just like gross like sexist comments or just really bad stuff, usually I'll just like ban them and move on. Like, I don't like bringing attention to that sort of stuff. If it's on, say, Twitter, I will honestly, a lot of the time I'll just mute them, mute or block. I really don't care enough to, I don't know, give them the attention that they want. If it's on stream, because I'm in front of others, I feel like I should sort of make it known that the people that they're joking about or that they're like saying these nasty words for aren't welcome here. So I make that very obvious. But if it's just at me, like, I just want them to kind of yell in the void, in the mute void.
But it all depends on the person. For me, I've realized it's just like, I can't deal with that, I guess, and I know my limits. So I don't initiate, I like block all people that like do like spew that gross stuff or like mute them, because it's just not something I can handle, I suppose. The best part, I have made so many amazing friends. I have a really close friend in Italy, in the UK, and Malaysia, just like Australia, like so many other countries and so many different places that I never would have met without streaming. And it's amazing. And we've met up a lot of times, like at like TwitchCon, and like I've had meetings at like my house and stuff, and we've all just hung out, and I like would not trade the friends I've made through streaming for the world, really. I would say there were parts of it that kind of like definitely made it more intensive, like made more people get into streaming, then made more people start watching it. Like definitely near the beginning of like, say when the first lockdown happened, a lot more people were just online because they had to be. But I would say it definitely pattered back to sort of normal after a certain amount of time, because people were working from home and like were going back to work in like offices and all these other settings. So it definitely boomed for a little bit. I definitely had a lot of people that thanked me for still streaming during everything going on, because it definitely helped them like deal with the fact that, I mean, to put it bluntly, like a lot of people are lonely. So having like a community online and having like someone to watch online and someone to like, you know, chat with, I think definitely really helps.
Persona 4 Golden. I just remember enjoying so much, like especially the beginning, like enjoying so much of the beginning and literally just laughing for ages, and like me and my community just making so many jokes about so many things and just having our own little like fun, and there just being so much community engagement and everyone having a great time. And there's still a lot of people that tell me that that was one of their favorite things for me to stream, and that they just had so many good memories from there.
And it's newer, but I would also say Final Fantasy XIV. Like, the community is so welcoming. It's been so nice, like, getting into that. Since I'm primarily, like, a story-based streamer, for sure, it definitely attracted me at first. And also the ability to like experience this with friends with like dungeons and raids and stuff, getting the like twists and turns together, even if you like don't play the game yourself, you're experiencing it through my stream, and if you do, then you're experiencing it yourself and watching it again through my stream or something. Actually, maybe Dragon Age. Dragon Age is my favorite game, but I've played it about 6 or 7 times, each of the games really. And I was streaming it, and I was consistently being told how to do things, even though I've played it on the hardest difficulty a lot. So it gets kind of annoying when you know exactly how to do something and people are telling you the wrong thing to do, actually. So, oh, actually, Persona 3. I loved Persona 3. I met so many amazing people I loved through Persona 3, but it was one of the most frustrating games for me to stream because I had it crash like so many times, and I would only do about 2 or 3 hours of progress, but then sometimes I would lose that progress because I would die and then I just have to repeat this, and I almost lost all my save files multiple times. It was a very frustrating experience, and while I enjoyed it, it was just, I don't think I would stream it again. When it's just me. I mean, I've been playing a lot of 14 off of stream, a lot of Genshin off of stream, but also on stream. But I would definitely say my favorite game just to play of all time is just Dragon Age 2. I have so many good feelings with it. Anytime I open it up, it's just like, my heart's just so happy about it. I'm just like, ah, yes, good. I've been obsessed with Dragon Age 2 since I was like 15, so it's been that for a good while. I would say it's a mixed bag. I would 100% say that. There was a time where they contacted me actually to be on the front page for Pride Month at one point, and this was when I was much smaller actually, so it was pretty cool. It was pretty amazing, like getting to experience that with the size I was at the time. That was about I believe two and a half years ago, something like that. There are definitely some instances where I feel I wish Twitch would listen to marginalized creators more. I do wish they would give the opportunity more for more marginalized creators to like get that experience, but I do feel like they try. I just don't feel like it's enough sometimes. Like they'll definitely try, they'll host like certain streamers for like Women's History Month and like for Black History Month and for Pride Month and various other things like that. But I still feel like outside of those months, I wish they would give these creators still the attention that they give them during these months. Oh yeah. If you don't already have a certain like following or know others with said following, you really have to work. You have to work really hard to get to any semblance of notoriety for sure. And it's definitely an uphill battle even when you get that, you know? Like I know an amazing content creator. So my friend Seti, actually, he lives in Asia and he's just very, very gay and very open about being gay. And he definitely, I feel I've noticed him deal with a lot of not being supported as much by Twitch because he doesn't live in America, and just isn't the like cookie cutter like picture like that Twitch wants, you know? But he's so amazing, and he talks a lot about how he should have more viewers, and I think it's true too. Like, and a lot of sponsors will tell him that he doesn't meet the requirements, and it's very frustrating because he's getting around like 150 views, but it's still like not as much as he really should for the amount of work and the amount of like content he puts out with the quality he puts out, you know? At the time, I was one of the streamers that was definitely programmed to think like, oh, if I just stream all the time, that'll help me grow, because it did back then. That's how you grew back then. You just streamed a lot and you would grow. But now I definitely have to focus on other like avenues aside from like Twitch to grow on Twitch, because of the discoverability and various other things. You have to get in a mindset that you're sort of like trying to get other people to find you in these places, and think about what posts will work in that way. And there's specific times that are best to post at, and you sort of have to post on those or you're not going to get as much eyes on it. And the more eyes on it, the more other people will find it, and more other people will find your content and then your stream or your other avenues as well. Studying that sort of thing can definitely be frustrating, because sometimes algorithms are just fricked, and it's like you try so hard and you spent so many hours on something and then like 2 people see it. So first and foremost, don't go into it thinking you're gonna get a bunch of money, because if you've seen someone suddenly get there, they are the 1%, I promise you. Same to anyone that blows up overnight. They've either been working really hard to get to that point and just it suddenly happened, or again, they're just the 1%. So don't set your expectations there to start with, because it probably won't happen. Definitely, I would say you don't need to have like a super expensive setup to start or anything. You can start on anything cheap. It's just knowing that you enjoy it, because some people will spend hundreds of dollars on lighting and like streaming equipment that they're not going to use for anything else, and then they won't like it. If you want to invest any money into a setup, invest a little bit, figure out if you like it, and then go from there. Give it a few months, and if you're like, I would like to actually seriously make this like a hobby, or maybe try to pursue this as a career. And then also, follow for follow is BS. There's such a big thing where it's like, oh, I'll follow you if you follow me. Don't do that. Don't do that. It never works. It never works, I promise you. And don't go into it like going into other people's streams trying to use them for their viewers. Don't donate money to them to be like, oh, they'll notice me and they'll come to my stream or whatever. Don't do that. It's kind of just scummy. You're using someone to grow, and that's just not good. Go make some friends, watch other streamers like around your size, and support them, but don't support them with the expectation that they'll support you back. Just go befriend them, go befriend community members, and you'll grow from there, because you'll realize the things they're doing, you'll work on those things and stuff, and just go make a bunch of friends. Go do that, It'll help you more than anything, really. So, as I said earlier, my name's Alice. My handle, you can go find me at twitch.tv/FoxQueen. I also have TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, all under Romping Fox, ROMPING Fox. You guys can check those out as well if you want. But yeah.